Hi everyone, welcome to this YouTube channel. That's if you're not new here, and if you're new, I'm glad you clicked on the video. I do implore you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I believe you'll find a lot of useful content here. So in today's video, we'll be making a simple online drum kit using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And this drum kit will consist of various drum pads, each consisting of different drum sounds, so users can click on the drum pads to trigger a corresponding drum sound. Moreover, we'll be adding a keyboard support functionality in such a way that users can play the drums with using associated keyboard keys, and we provide a seamless interactive drum experience like that. So it's quite easy, it's quite basic, and trust me, you're going to learn a lot. So let's get right into it. So here's the demo of how it's going to look like. So here's drum kit, and so I like drumming to an extent, so maybe I'm gonna show you guys my drumming kit. You never know. So that's me. I'm clicking on the like using my mouse. If I also want to use my keys, it is also going to do something. Let's try and make them. So there's something like that. There's a so let's start this thing, guys. All right, so yeah, I already have my starter file ready, in the sense that I already have my images and my sounds, and I have put the link to the assets in terms of the images and the sounds already, so you can just like go to it and so you can follow along with me. All right, so just something basic. Let's do our index.html, and we'll create a folder for our CSS, and right inside there we'll do styles.css. And also create a folder for for JavaScript. So let's call it JS. Yeah. So create a folder for JavaScript, and there we should just have something like index.js, or what should we call it? Index script main. I think index would be better. I'm using index. Okay. So let's do our boilerplate this exclamation mark then tab. So let's just call this drum kit. Okay, so let's save that. I think I'm going to keep my stuff on like my autosave on. So let's right click and open this live server, and I'm just going to put it right beside here so we can just scroll along and see how things are going. So from what we have here, what we'll do next is to write this drum kit here. So we're going to do our h1. We're going to give our h1 id of title, and right inside here we'll write drum kit. So drum, then I'm going to use letter for drum. Yeah, so drum kit. Okay, then we're going to have a div with a class of sets, and we're going to have a button. Okay, and let's give it a class, but we're not going to write the class yet. So but each button will have a class of drum. So I'm going to and we'll have like w. From here we have WASD. Let's count WASDJKL. So we'll repeat it like 6 more times. So let's just go 1 2 3 4 5 6. How I did it was to hold my shift and alt key at the same time. So right here I'll have A, then here I'll have S. To save us time, otherwise this is one SD, then here I'll have J, and I'll have K, and I'll have L. Okay, so you might be seeing that tick. Okay, sure. So just right here I'm going to give a class of W and give it a space. So when you have like W, when you have a word in a class, when you have two words with a space within, you're trying to give that element two different classes, or three or multiple. So when your space means you're giving it multiple classes. So we're going to give it A, so A with a space, S with a space, D with a space, J with a space. This is so annoying. So D with a space, J with a space, K with a space, L with a space. So we have that set. So let's link to our script in our script file. So we're going to write index. So no, go out of the folder, then index.js, then come right here and we'll do our link for our style sheet. So our styles and style.css. So kind of have everything set. Last but not the least, we're going to do our footer. So use our filter element, and we're going to write made with love, yeah, by, I think I used UB code. This is what I did. But you see, UB codes. Okay, let's call that something like this. So we have this, yeah. Or here, or we could just let's do it like this. Okay. Alrighty. So let's start styling before we go to the main thing of adding our functionality. I like to ensure that what I'm doing is recording. Okay, it is. Because you see that pain of a thing not recording. Oh my goodness. So yeah. So going to our styles now. From here we have our body. So let's start doing that. So we have the body, and we're going to align all our text to be in the center. After that we're going to give it a background color of that, a color that is sort of grayish, and that would be 283149. Okay, then right here we're going to style our h1. I'm going to give it a font size of 5 rem. I'm going to give it a color of DB EDF3. Okay, then you can see it's looking more like it. Then font family, Arvo cursive. Okay, so it's trying to say that if you don't have Arvo, use cursive. And we can just go to real quick, go to fonts.google.com, and I will get the Arvo. Okay, and here we go. So you can just copy this. I said Arvo. What's going on? Sorry, this my face still right there. I could just remove all. Yeah, remove all. So so just select 400. I think that's all we need. We're not doing anything serious. So yeah, so already have it. So I'm going to import it here using the imports. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it right above here. So then okay, let's use Avo serif then from what's here. Okay, so we have that set. So let's just go on real quick. There's an error. So it is like more like what we have. So let's give it a text shadow of 3 pixels at the top and 3 pixels at the bottom, and we're going to give it a color of DE0463. 0463. Okay, so we have that. So we have that looking alike. Okay, so let's start our footer. Our footer doesn't seem to be where it should be, so give it a color of this one right here, and we'll give it a font family of sans serif font family of sans serif. Okay, so we have that showing right here. My face seems to be really big. I think I'll try to reduce it. Yeah, don't focus on me, focus on no yes, this life goodness me. Okay, yeah, so yeah, it's just going to be somewhere here. So right after that, let's start styling with all the letters. So let's have a W, and we're going to give it a background image, and the URL will be images, and we're going to give it as our thumb1. Okay, then you can just copy this down, and we'll change this right here to thumb2, I believe. Yeah, then you can just copy this again. So yeah, we'll give this S and this thumb3. So just below here, the next one we have is D, and D we're going to give it that of thumb4, and next one we have is J. I'm going to give it that of the background image would be snare. Okay, Copilot is with us, thank God. So then the last one will be K, and the image will be crash. So we're kind of there. So we're not seeing much happen now, but as the further on go on, we'll be able to do something about it. Then the next thing, we're going to create a class of set, and we're going to give it a margin auto, or rather let's say give a margin of about 10%, then auto. Okay, so that should kind of center it. I'm not sure this is taking effect. Okay, it seems to be working. Okay. So right then we're going to create certain styles for like when you press the button, when you press the button and all that. So we can't see much happening here. Okay. So real quick, we'll do something. Let's try and style the drum. So give it the outline of none, give it a border of 10 pixels solid, and give it that kind of grayish color. Okay, B69, yeah. So we have that coming to shape. Then we give you font size of about 5 rem, and we give it a line height of 2. Afterwards, we'll give it font width of 900, a color that is red. Let's see. Okay, this is not red. Sorry, a color that's red, reddish pinky. So we'll have the, yes, this. Then we'll try and give it a text shadow. Sorry, we'll try and give this a text shadow of 3 pixels, like what we did earlier. 3 pixels on the top and bottom, 0 pixels, 0 at the sides, and the white color that we added initially. Then we'll give you a border radius of about 15 pixels. Afterwards would give it a display of inline block. We'll give you a font weight of 900. Let's see, is it looking like what we want to do? Okay, okay, we already did the font width. Okay, see this. Then let's adjust the width. Yeah, I want you guys to be so 150 pixels, and give it a height of the same width, 50 pixels. Thereafter, we'll give it a text align of center, and give it a margin of 10 pixels, and give it a background color of white. Okay. Thereafter, let's create a style. We'll create a style for how we want the button to look when it's pressed. Okay, so using the press, it's in this video we're going to be manipulating the DOM. So manipulating the DOM means what we are trying to put here, like as you can see that in our index file we don't have any class of press, so we're going to manipulate the DOM using JavaScript, in which we're going to implement it. So we're going to give a box shadow of 0 pixels, 3 pixels, 0 pixel at the top, 3 at the right, like it goes like this, then 4 pixels, 0, and that city of 0.5. So we're done with the styling, kind of. So okay, so I think we are good to go. We can just get right into the interesting stuff of adding a functionality to it. Yep, I think we're good to go. I also thinking, okay, later on we'll figure it out, but right now let's just move. Okay, so let's go to our index.js, and we want to start applying our the functionality. So we want to be able to detect a button press. Okay, so I'll create a variable called number of buttons. Okay, and we're going to use our query selector. Sorry. To select all the drums and the length. Then we're going to create a for variable in such a way that we're going to loop around. I'm trying to see. Okay, I created the for variable in such a way that we're looping. I created a for loop that's going to loop through each of the index, that's each of the buttons. Okay, and it's going to, we added an event listener in such a way that this event listener is to listen for a click, and when there's a click there should be a sound on that button, and there should also be a button animation. All right, so next thing, as you can see, nothing is happening yet. We're also going to add all of that. And next thing we're going to do, we want to be able to detect a keyboard press. Okay, and we're going to add an event listener that will listen for when we click on an event. So as you can see here, turn this up please. Sorry. So as you can see here, that something is not closed. What's that? Sorry. So like I said, it's Copilot, please. So like I said, we're going to create and we're going to add an event listener. I don't want to do this, please. So I'm going to check for when the key is down, when any key is down. Then we'll have a function that's going to listen to the events. Okay. Then afterwards, we're going to make a sound that's going to dictate for the key of the event. I'm also going to set an animation to for whatever key that is pressed. Then thereafter, would create a function that will actually make the sound. So function make sound, and we give it a key as a passing the key as prop. Then we're going to use our switch statement that's going to check for all the cases. So what a switch statement would do is that instead of doing if else, if W is clicked, make this sound, else if A is clicked, make this sound, else if S is clicked, make this sound. So rather than doing that, we're going to be making use of switch statement. So switch statement, oh my goodness, so switch statement basically just make it our life more easier when working with this. So right here we're good, and switch statements usually have something called case. So we'll have a case for W. So we're going to give it a variable name of Tom1, and we're going to have a new audio. And as you can see in the files here, we have everything here. So it's going to have tom1.mp3. Then next would be we're going to then call the function that it should play. Then we're going to add a break. It's always important that you always add a break when using a switch statement. So thereafter, after using a break, we'll create another case, and that will be for when A is clicked. We're going to create a variable for Tom2 and give it the sound of Tom2, and we're going to call that function that Tom2 should play and give it a break. So I don't think it's working yet. So thereafter, we're going to create the same thing for everything. We're going to create that for case else, and we're going to create a variable of Tom3, and we're going to also set the sound. Then we're going to call the function Tom3 to play. Then we're also going to add a break. Thereafter, we're going to also do case of D. I'm going to give a variable of Tom4 and give it the audio that we want to sound, and we're going to call the function. Then we're going to break. We're also going to create a case for J, and we're going to give a variable of snare, and we'll give it the snare sound, and we're going to also call it and say to snare and we want it to play, and we're going to give it a break. Also create a case for k. Yeah, sorry. Always create also that for k, and we're going to give it a variable of crash and the new audio crash, the sound. Then we're going to call it, and then we're also going to give it a break. Thereafter, we're also going to give a case of L. We're going to give it a var of kick. Then give it new audio and give it a kick bass sound. We're also going to call it again to play, and we're going to put a break. Now, what then happens if none of this key is pressed? What if the user just wants to, out of nowhere, wants to click P and we didn't make any condition for P? Then we use something called default console default. So we're going to say default console.log button, the inner HTML, the button inner HTML, then break. Okay, so we are almost set. So as you can see, when we click on it, we are seeing various things. So the next thing we want to add will be our button animation. What our button animation would do with that is that it should, let it be obvious that we actually click something. Like here, you can see that it's obvious that we click something. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. So I'm going to create a function of button animation, and we're doing a button animation on the current key. Then we set the active button. We created a variable for the active button, and we use our query selector to select this dot. When you're working with classes, you're working with you like dot whatever you want to do. So we put the dot plus the current key, and that's the current key could be whatever we pressed, either W, A, S, or D, or whatever. Then the active button, we added the class list, and class list basically is that we're giving the properties or the characteristics of the class of pressed to this. So whatever button is pressed, you see that particular button gets the properties we already gave the class of pressed. So we'll set a timeout function that as soon as a button is pressed, just for 100, this is like just for 1 second, 0.1 second. So if let's say we'll try to do 5,000. So like taking time. Okay, yeah. So you can see that this is taking longer, so we don't want it to, it's like lasting for about 5 seconds, so we just want it quite small, like 0.1, so just put 100. So yeah, we're basically done, and I'm trying to see what issue we made with the styling that's probably not making like the curve stuff. So I realized that this ought to be broader radius, so that's why we are not having, so it's looking more like it. So that brings us to the end of this video. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm also working to also do more amazing stuff. See you guys.